This is a discussion on gallstones, still part of our series of discussions on medical surgical nursing, specifically your gastrointestinal. Okay, let's talk about gallstones or those conditions where the gallbladder has been filled up with so much bato, no? And the problem is these bato or stones that fills up our gallbladder are sometimes in the nature of one which cannot be dissolved by simple medications. Before we discuss the problems of stones in the gallbladder, let's have a quick rundown or review on the biliary system, or how does bile flow until it reaches our small intestine. Beginning with our liver. The liver is an essential organ because you have learned from our previous discussions, we have learned that ang atuang bile is formed by the liver. Okay? However, it is not the liver which stores it. It is not the liver which secretes it. Kinsa man day mag-secrete anang class. It is your gallbladder. So this is your gallbladder. Now again, the liver produces bile. And from the liver, asa man mo gawas ang atuang bile, muagi na siya class in two different ducts, namely the right hepatic duct and the left hepatic duct. So you have two ducts arising from the liver from where our bile passes through. You have the right hepatic duct and the left hepatic duct. When the right and the left hepatic duct unites, what you have now is your common hepatic duct. Now, the gallbladder is the one which secretes bile. So from the gallbladder, the bile goes out via the cystic duct. When the cystic duct and the common hepatic duct unites, what you have is the common bile duct. Now, if this is your small intestine and you have been eating, for example, a fatty meal, how can this fatty meal be digested? For it to be digested, class, it requires two things. One, you need bile, and two, you need lipase. The bile comes from the liver and is secreted by the gallbladder. But the question is, how about lipase? Diin man nagikan. Gikan siya sa imuhang pancreas. The pancreas is both an endocrine and an exocrine organ. As an endocrine organ, it secretes hormones, namely glucagon and insulin. As an exocrine organ, it secretes juices. And there are three juices secreted by the pancreas. What are those? Number one, you have your amylase. Two, lipase. Three, trypsin. So you have amylase, lipase, and trypsin. Amylase is for the digestion of carbohydrates. Lipase is for the digestion of fats. And trypsin is for the digestion of proteins. Considering nga ang imong gikaon is a fatty meal, again, you need two things. One, bile. Two, lipase. Ang bile, why problema? Naaman na sa atay, ipagawas sa imuhang apdo. Ang lipase, di man nagikan. Gikan sa pancreas. And from the pancreas, the lipase flows through another duct. And you call that as the pancreatic duct. So you now have the common bile duct meeting with the pancreatic duct, and this duct is now called as your ampulla of Vater. And from the ampulla of Vater, it now flows into the duodenum of the small intestine via a sphincter known as the sphincter of Oddi. And then it enters the small intestine and the fat gets digested. For fat to be digested, you need two things, bile and lipase. Butang ta, naa kay bile, pero wala kay lipase. Ma-digest ba siya or dili? Dili, no? You will have steatorrhea or inability to digest fats such that fats are excreted in a fatty stool known as steatorrhea. Butang ta, naa kay bile, pero wala kay lipase, steatorrhea. Naa kay lipase, pero wala kay bile, steatorrhea gihapon ang resulta. Now, our topic is on the formation of stones present in the gallbladder. Okay? Ang gallbladder, mga good class, pwede na siya mapuno og mga bato-bato sa sulod. Okay? pwede siya mapuno og bato, daghang bato sa gallbladder. And if these bato are present in the gallbladder, we are still fine. We are still okay. We do not feel any problem and we do not feel any symptoms. So okay ra, normal, or acceptable ra nga naay bato sulod sa apdo. Kaso class, when the bato are so many already that the bato could now occlude the flow of the bile, then nabarahan na ang imuhang bile, di na siya makagawas. Kay ang bato, sobra kadaghan nga ang bato nakaali na sa imuhang apdo, di na siya makapagawas sa bile diha niya. So the bato could be inside the apdo. Or sometimes, ang bato, pwede modagan dito sa biliary system. Pwede siyang maabot sa imuhang common bile duct. Okay? So bato could be anywhere. In fact, a bato could be intrahepatic. A bato could be inside the liver. Okay? A bato could be in the gallbladder. A bato could be in the common bile duct. And these are different conditions. When the bato is inside the gallbladder, you call it cholelithiasis. When the bato is inside the common bile duct, you call it choledocholithiasis. When the bato in the gallbladder causes inflammation, you develop cholecystitis. When the bato in the common bile duct causes inflammation, you develop cholangitis. Again, unsa tong gipang mention nimo sir? Again, kung ang bato naasulod sa gallbladder, you call it as cholelithiasis. So those are stones in the gallbladder. When the stones in the gallbladder could cause an inflammation, you now call that as cholecystitis. When the bato is in the bile duct or in the common bile duct, you develop choledocholithiasis. And when the bato in the bile duct causes inflammation, you now call it as cholangitis. So cholelithiasis, cholecystitis, choledocholithiasis, and cholangitis. These are different conditions. And the focus of our condition is cholelithiasis. Bato nga naa sa apdo. Bato sulod sa gallbladder. Class, I said, ang problema is not because naay bato sulod sa gallbladder. Okay? The problem is not because you have stones. In fact, you could live normally even with the stones inside this gallbladder. Okay? In fact, ma-surprise na lang ka kay pag ultrasound nimo na ay findings nga naa day bato sa imong gallbladder unya wa man gyud kay gipamati. Because this is usually asymptomatic. But take note, when the bato is so much already that it fills up the gallbladder such that the bile could no longer flow out of the gallbladder, that is where the problem arises. Di na makagawas ang imuhang bile. Okay? Now, who are at risk for the development of cholelithiasis? We call this class as the risk factors, which are the 6 Fs. Unom kabo. Number 1, female. So the fact nga babay ka, kandidata na ka, nga naagyog kay bato ni Darna. Diba? Babay man ka. Why? What is it in being women that puts you at risk? Number 1, women have higher amounts of fat than men. And number 2, women has high levels of estrogen. And estrogen class could trigger or cause the liver to produce much more cholesterol than normal. Sa ato pa, mas taas kag kung babay ka, naa kay estrogen. Kung naa kay taas nga estrogen, mas taas ang imuhang formation of cholesterol because estrogen triggers the formation of cholesterol by the liver. So the fact itself na babae ka, pwede kang magka-cholelithiasis. Number 2, you are fair-colored. Kinsa man ang mga fair-colored? These are people from the Middle East. These are people from Europe. Mao na mga Caucasians. Okay? Those who are fertile. So women of fertile ages are women who has menstrual cycle. And we know that within the cycle is a process where estrogen is formed. So while you are fertile, you produce the hormone estrogen. And again, when you have estrogen, higher levels of estrogen, the liver produces more cholesterol. Okay? And later on, you will learn that one kind of stone is a cholesterol stone. Kung taas kag cholesterol stone, mubagtok ang cholesterol, mahimong bato didto sa abdo. Okay? So with high cholesterol comes the higher risk of formation of stones. So female, fair, fertile. What else? Women on their 40s. So maybe kamo din ha, 20 years old. Meaning to say, you're halfway there. Hapit na, no? No? Dool na. No? Layo na. Saan na? Layo. Layo pa, pero layo na. Oh, sige. Kamo katunga na. Oh, mana. 20s naman mo. So by the time you reach 40, your risk increases. No? Labi na kung nanamoy deposit daan ron, gamay na lagpunanan, di ba? Because again, you might not feel anything at all. Okay? You might not feel anything at all. You are perfectly fine until that the stones are so much that bile cannot flow anymore. Or when a stone is dislodged, that it flows into the biliary duct, dito na magkasakit-sakit, kay nanakay choledocholithiasis. Okay, 40. What else? Women with family history. Meaning to say, imong mama na ay bato. Imuhang igsuon na ay bato. Then, congratulations, ikaw po pwedeng magka-bato because it runs in families. And kaniklas, kanigyan ang pinaka-contributing risk factor nganong magkabato sa abdo because your diet is very high in fat. Okay? Now, I have been talking about fats. Why? What is it in fats that gives problem to the gallbladder? Class, remember, sa atong discussion ganina, we have discussed that ang bile is needed for the digestion of fats. Kaya unsa to? Ang fatty meal needs two things. You need bile, you need lipase. Okay? And for bile to be produced in the small intestine, kinahanglan mo squeeze ang gallbladder. Mo contract ang gallbladder. Because in the act of contracting is the act of releasing the bile. Okay? So when is pain felt in a person with gallstones? It is when you eat a fatty meal, because the moment you eat a fatty meal, the gallbladder will squeeze in order to release the bile. But because there is a stone that obstructs it, the bile cannot flow. So what happens to the pressure? The pressure goes back. You develop a back pressure. And this back pressure causes the gallbladder to distend. Okay? And when it distends, mainat, there will be ischemia, and the ischemia results in necrosis, and the necrosis results in inflammation. Unsa ganito? So when you eat a high-fat meal, what is being released? Bile. But the question is, can bile flow? If there are stones, there is no bile. As a result, there will have to be a back pressure. Back to you ang pressure. Kung kani ang imuhang bara, kani ang imong bile, dagan ang bile. Pag dagan sa bile, oy sangit man. Resulta, back pressure. So ang resulta sa back pressure, what will happen to the gallbladder? It becomes distended. And kung mainat na siya pag-ayo, will blood be able to flow through it? Dili na. So there will be ischemia, which leads to necrosis, and necrosis leads to inflammation. Okay? So this is now what happens in your patients with bato sa abdo. Ang sakit or ang problema mahitabo after a fatty meal, because it is after a fatty meal where the gallbladder squeezes to release the bile, but the bile cannot flow because of the bato. So the pressure goes back, causing the gallbladder to become hubag, to become distended. And sa ka-distended niya, di naman kaagi ang dugo. Resulta, there will have to be inflammation. So in a person with gallstones, class, what are therefore the problems? The problems are, number one, there could be no bile. Okay? So nganong wala may bile? Common sense ang tingali, class, no? Kung mao ning imuhang abdo, morning imuhang cystic duct, kung nanay bato din ha, then bile cannot flow. As a result, you have no bile. Okay? And if you have no bile, what would you expect when a fatty meal is taken? Will you be able to digest the fats? Of course not. So your patient will develop steatorrhea. And in the absence of fat, will you be able to absorb those vitamins that are so-called fat soluble? Di natural, dili. Fat soluble gani, unya wa kay fat, di dili ma-dissolve, di ba? Dili malanay, dili mahili. So sa ato pa, in the absence of fat means the absence of fat-soluble vitamins, namely vitamins A, D, E, and K. So naa kay poor ADEC vitamins. Unsa to'y hinungdan? Because there has been no bile. Okay? Number 2, there will have to be inflammation. Okay? Ngano tong naay inflammation? Kay walay blood flow. Nganong walay blood flow? Kay nainat, na-distend. Nganong na-distend? Because of the back pressure. Why was there back pressure? Because the bile cannot flow by reason of the obstruction. So you will have to have inflammation. Now, what are the indications nga naay inflammation ng usa ka tawo? Number 1, pinakaklaro na diha class ang hilanat, no? There will have to be fever, which means that the patient is on a state of inflammation. Number 2, the patient's WBCs will have to be elevated. Pila ganito yung maximum WBC? Remember Ben 10? Ben 10,000. So more than 10,000 is leukocytosis. Okay? Fever, elevated WBC, and there will have to be feelings of fullness. Puno kaya imong pamati sa imuhang tiyan. Nganong puno man class? Remember, with the back pressure, the gallbladder is distended. Niburot ni dako. So feeling nimo tungod sa kadako sa pressure, tungod sa kahuot sa imong pamati sa ilawom, that will give you a feeling of fullness. Mura kag busog og pamati. And because you are busog, you tend to lose appetite, you tend to lose weight, no? Nawagtang na ang imong gana sa kaon kay ang imong pamati busog. But busog bagyod ka? Busog bagyod ka sa naay cholelithiasis and cholecystitis? Busog bagyod ka? Di ba dili, no? But you feel as if you are busog. So it's a feeling of fullness. And when there is inflammation of the gallbladder, this is now what we call as cholecystitis. Okay? So inflammation of the gallbladder is cholecystitis. Okay? So number 1, you have no bile. Number 2, you will have to have inflammation. Number 3, of course, by reason of the inflammation, the patient will manifest pain. O, kani may atong hisgutan. Ang naay bato sa abdo, no? Nga daghan kaayo is an extremely painful experience. Grabe gyud na siya kasakit, no? Sobra gyud na siya kasakit. And the pain class should be felt at the right upper quadrant. Nganong right upper quadrant man, sir? Because the gallbladder is found at the right upper quadrant. Oh, naaman diri mong gallbladder. So basta gani liver problem, gallbladder problem, right upper quadrant gyud na siya. Okay? So there is pain where? At the right upper quadrant. Now, when the pain at the right upper quadrant radiates to the right shoulders, then we now call this sign as your Boas sign. Sa nang Boas sign, ang sakit sa abdo, mudagan padulong sa right shoulder, we call that as the Boas sign. Okay? Aside from that, your patient experiencing pain will manifest Murphy sign. Unsa man ang Murphy sign? Murphy sign is simply pain upon palpation by the examiner and upon inhalation by the patient. Unsa to siya? Ang Murphy sign class, you go to your right upper quadrant. Okay. So where is my right upper quadrant? This is my abdomen. And my right upper quadrant is here. What do I do? To assess Murphy sign, you simply deeply palpate the right upper quadrant and you tell the patient to inhale. Kung wala ko'y sakit class, kung wala ko'y problema, pag-palpate sa examiner and I inhale deeply, pag inhale na ako, mudako man akong baga. Pag dako sa akong baga, munaog siyempre akong diaphragm. So, kung wa ko'y problema, i-press nimo siya, right upper quadrant, deeply, and you tell the patient to inhale. Pag inhale mo, munaog imong diaphragm, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Wa man ko'y problema. Pero kung hubag ni siya dire, ang akong gallbladder, meaning na ako'y cholecystitis, pag press dire, wa pa'y sakit. Pero pag inhale na ko, inignaog sa akong diaphragm, ang diaphragm mo touch sa ako ang gallbladder, and this is the moment when pain is felt. Meaning to say, pag palpate sa examiner, palpate. Sir, inhale. Pag inhale mo, inhale. Agay. Nikalit siya agay in the middle of deep inhalation. Unsa may nakaagay ato class? Ang diaphragm nga ninaog naabot dito sa gallbladder. That is what we call as the Murphy sign. So pain is felt at the right upper quadrant. When it radiates to the right shoulders, you call it as Boa sign. And when there is pain upon palpation meeting with deep inhalation, you call that as Murphy sign. And this is a very key indicator nga ang sakit sa pasyente bato sa abdo. Okay? Murphy sign. Now, what are other manifestations if the patient has bato? Number 4, you have nausea and vomiting. Nausea and vomiting class is rather a reflex of the body. This happens because the brain was able to determine that something is wrong in the gastrointestinal tract. Ana imong utok, ayay, murag na amang gisayop din sa gastrointestinal tract niya. So kaning sayop diha ato nang ipagawas bi. How? By pagsuka. So the brain triggers nausea and vomiting in an attempt to exclude from the body any irritant that the brain has detected is present in the gastrointestinal tract. So rather, the nausea and vomiting is a reflex of the body to protect the body. Okay? Number 5, your patient will also manifest jaundice, clay-colored stools, and tea or dark urine. Okay? Tea-colored or dark urine. Again, your patient will manifest jaundice, clay-colored stools, luspad ang tae, and the patient will also have a tea-colored urine or urine that is very dark. Ngano man mahitabo na class? I want you to understand, class, that a bile is a mixture of so many. A bile is comprised of cholesterol, it is comprised of bilirubin, and some other materials. Meaning to say, kung kani imong bile, kuyog sa bile is bilirubin. Because bilirubin is a component of the bile. So bilirubin ug ang bile is one and the same. Unaw na lang, bilirubin and bile is one and the same. When bile mixes with fats, the fats get digested. And after digestion, it becomes a stool. And when the stool passes out, the bilirubin as well as the bile passes out, giving the stool the yellow color. Again, bilirubin is inside the bile. Kuyog na silang duha. Musagol siya sa food para ma-digest ang mahimo ng stool. And as the stool passes out, bile comes out with the food, giving the stool the yellow color. That's the normal thing. Karon, bilirubin comes together with the bile. Kuyog sila. Okay? Can bile, if naay obstruction, go out of the gallbladder? Diba, dili? So it follows, the fats and the stools have no bile. The fats and the stools have no bilirubin. As a result, when the stool comes out, there's no yellow pigment such that the stool appears to be clay-colored. In simple terms, walay bilirubin dito sa stool. Kay asa sakay ang bilirubin dito sa bile. Unya hunahunaa nga ang bile wa baya kagawas. Now, kung wa makagawas ang bile, wa nakagawas ang bilirubin, where does this bilirubin go therefore? It goes somewhere else. And where does it go? It goes to the bloodstream. it goes to the kidneys. That's why when it goes to the bloodstream, jaundice results. And when it goes to the kidneys, it leaks to the kidneys such that the color of the urine becomes tea-colored or dark-colored because daghan na ang imuhang bilirubin dito sa ihi. Because the body's attempt is to excrete so much of this bilirubin. But definitely, wag yun sa tae. Because bile has not been able to flow into the intestines. So you will have jaundice, clay-colored stools, and you will also have tea-colored or dark-colored urine. Now, we have been speaking about stones. Naa ba na'y klase-klase sa stones? Yes. Natay duha ka klase sa stones class. You have your pigment stones, and you also have your cholesterol stones. Your pigment stones are less common. In fact, only 25% of the cases are made up of pigment stones. They form because there is so much bilirubin in the bile. While cholesterol forms because there's so much cholesterol in the bile. O balikan ta mo. Di ba ingon ko, the bile is a mixture of so many. What does it contain? It contains cholesterol, it contains bilirubin, and some others. Kung sobra sa timpla, sa cholesterol ang imuhang bile, unsa may resulta, ang cholesterol mo gahi, mahimong cholesterol stones. Kung ang timpla sobra sa bilirubin, muunsa man ang bilirubin, mugahi ang bilirubin, mahimo siyang pigment stones. Unya, importante ang distinction. Nga naman, the management varies. Because when the stones are pigment stones, the stones cannot be dissolved and may only be removed by way of surgery. But when the stones are made up of cholesterol, you can use medications to dissolve the cholesterol. We call that gas as ursodeoxycholic acid. So ursodeoxycholic acid is a medication that is used to dissolve cholesterol stones in the body. And distinguish also the color. Unsa may color sa cholesterol stones, they are color green. Unsa may color sa pigment stones, they are dark brown or color black. So those are the two different kinds of stones. You have the pigment stones and the cholesterol stones. Okay? Now, how do we diagnose gallstones? So for the diagnosis of gallstones class, there are two ways. Number one, you can simply use ultrasound. In fact, kung magpa-ultrasound ta because of regular exam, kung magpa-ultrasound ta because of some other problems, accidental ang discovery sa bato sa imuhang abdo. Okay? Accidentally siya ma-discover. Dili gani siya intentional, accidental lang. But kung gusto jud ka, nagduda jud ka kay mahibong mga klas, musakit ang imuhang tiyan, inighuman nimong kaon og fatty meal. Kana gyud ha? Fatty meal, unya musakit ang tiyan, wa na kay laing duda na. Di gyud na ulcer. No? Most likely bato gyud na siya sa abdo. When the pain at the right upper quadrant is triggered by a fatty meal, congratulations, daghan kag bato. Okay? So ultrasound. Number two, you can use your ERCP. Unsa na siyang ERCP? Endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatography. Again, endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatography. It is an endoscopic procedure, no? Kana bitaw naay wire, unya naay camera, unya naay suga. I-sedate sa kauna, tagaan kag anesthesia or patulgon ka, no? Padukaon ka, sedation lang. Pag human og sedate, ipasok na ditong camera sa imong bakba, sulod sa esophagus, lahos sa tiyan, lahos pagyud sa small intestine, particularly sa duodenum. So bakba from the mouth going to the duodenum. Nganong duodenum man? Because remember, this is your small intestine, the duodenum. It is at the duodenum where you see the sphincter of Oddi. And from the sphincter of Oddi, you have the ampulla of Vater. The ampulla of Vater proceeds to the pancreatic duct and proceeds to the common bile duct. Then the common bile duct, you have the cystic duct and you have the hepatic duct, which is right and left. Diba? So ang buhaton na to class, pagpasok nimo sa imuhang camera diha, sa sphincter of Oddi, ipasirit na dayon to ang imuhang dye. So mukatag na dayon na siya ang tina, Unya tan-aw na dayon ka on CT scan or on X-ray, makita nimo kung musiga gani na siya tanan tibuok branches dinha, pasabot ana, wa gyud nakaali, wa gyud nakabara. Pero butang ta class, nisiga tanan except diri sa cystic duct. Ngit-ngit siya. Nakaagi ba ang dye? Wala. So sa ato pa naa di ay bato diha dapita. So that is your ERCP. We inject a dye. That's why we assess the patient kung naa ba siya allergy to the dye. Usually, these dye are made up of iodine. So kung allergic kag seafoods, allergic pud ka ani. So pag inject sa dye, mukatag ang dye, musiga gani tanan, away nakaali, way nakabara. Pero naay part nga ngit-ngit, pasabot, di kalusot ang dye dito kay naa di ay bara. And that's how ERCP is used to diagnose. But class, ERCP is not just used to diagnose. It may also be used to remove the stones. In fact, nga naman, paglusot dito sa imuhang kamera, naasad siya imurag drill, nga maoy mo bungkag sa bato nga nagbabag. Meaning to say, ERCP is not just used to diagnose for visualization, but your ERCP is also used for removal of the stones. So that is ERCP. Now, as a nurse, and ERCP is performed on your patient, unsa may ato ang mga obligations. So obligation class after the procedure is to make sure that the patient is placed on NPO, meaning nothing per orem. After ERCP, the patient must not eat anything, even water, medication, or food. Bawal yun siya, class. Why? We will have to wait until the patient's gag reflex resumes. Because the patient has been placed under sedation or anesthesia. Basin unyag matuk-an or malumos ang pasyente sa pagkaon nga iyang gikaon. Okay? So you have to wait until the patient's gag reflex has resumed. Place the patient on NPO. Okay? Pwede ra mo kaon kung mubalik na ang gag reflex. Now, normal side effect of the procedure is that the patient will manifest a mild sore throat. Okay? So muingon ang pasyente ay nagka-sore throat lagi ko, hugaw tingali itong gigamit, no? Kay nagka-tonsillitis lagi hinuong ko, nagka-pharyngitis lagi hinuong ko. Mild sore throat is an expected outcome of the procedure. But what is not normal is, what to watch out for is possible perforation. Okay? Remember class, wire manggod na gipasok. So pwede gud siya makabuslot og anything dito sa tubo ba, sa gallbladder ba, or bisan sa tinai makabuslot, or bisan sa esophagus pwede siyang makabuslot because it's a flexible but rather a rigid wire. Okay? So unsa tay atong i-watch out for? Possible makabuslot ta, perforation. Okay? Normal ba nga magka-sore throat after the procedure? Yes, basta mild lang. Okay? And should patient be given meals, water, medications after the procedure? No. NPO, nothing per orem. Kano sara ta pwede mo balik sa pagkaon if nana siya ni-resume ang iyahang gag reflex. Okay. Now, how do we manage? This is your ERCP, no? This is ERCP. Na kay wire nga gipasok, okay? Na siya camera, unya nasad siya catheter nga gigamit which will be used to remove or to drill or to dissolve the stones. No, mura siya drilling gun nga iyan ang tangtangon ang bato nga nag-ali. Okay? This is your ERCP. Okay? Next class. How do we manage, or what would be the management for patients having acute attack of gallstones or cholelithiasis? Number 1. Always remember class, basta gani bato sa apdo, patients are placed on NPO. Dili na ni ERCP ha. This is already the management of the disease condition itself. The patient is placed on NPO, nothing per orem. Dili pwede tambal, dili pwede tubig, dili pwede pagkaon. Nganong bawal man siya tagaan o pagkaon? Because any food or drink, any food or drink can trigger the gallbladder to contract. And when the gallbladder contracts, that's where pain worsens. Okay, so remember NPO because it stimulates gallbladder contraction. Number 2, let's manage pain. Unsa may atong pain management class? Well, you can do nursing interventions for pain. Unsa man tong mga nursing interventions for pain inyo? Kanang di ka magkinahanglan og resitas doktor. Deep breathing exercises, therapeutic touch, making the environment a calm and a soothing environment, no? Staying with the patient, ensuring his safety. Daghan kay kag pwedeng mabuhat. Pero ang pinaka-effective mang yun class is tambal mang yun, di ba? So, we give pain medications. But let's classify pain. The pain could be mild or that the pain could be severe. Okay? If the pain is mild, we can simply give ketorolac. Ketorolac, usually tramadol. O, kana, ilhado kay ng tambala, no? Ketorolac, tramadol. Ayaw, tagay, biogesic, ha? Kaya kinahanglan putag potent pud gamay nga pain medication because the pain here is really severe, no? So kung mild lang ang pain or taas-taas og tolerance imong patient, you can give ketorolac, tramadol, or Toradol is another brand. Okay? But if the pain is severe, we may give patients morphine. Okay? Sa una class, morphine has been contraindicated. Okay? Morphine has been contraindicated because morphine, when given daw to a patient with gallstones, can cause more pain. Imagine ha, more pain, more pain. Oh, nganong more pain man sa morphine? Because it could trigger spasm or contractions at the sphincter of Oddi. So mas mosamot kuno ang sakit. Pero karon, the drug of choice is now morphine. So kung sa una bawal ang morphine, unsa may ginahatag sa una? Demerol. Okay? So it's a choice between what to give. Should it be Demerol or should it be morphine? Sa una, Demerol. Bawal si morphine. Karon, morphine. Bawal si Demerol. Question, nganong gibawal man si Demerol? Because Demerol class can cause seizures. Okay? And seizures can cause an increase in your intracranial pressure. Kanang pressure diri sa utok ba? Mutaas og pag-ayo. Unya, this increase in intracranial pressure can cause eventual death. Morphine is not without side effect, ha? Don't get me wrong. Because morphine has a side effect which we need to watch out for. What is that? It's not a side effect, no? It's an adverse effect. What's the adverse effect of morphine administration? Respiratory depression. Unsa ni mo pagkaibaw man ng respiratory depression class? You count the number of respiratory rate. Meaning, if the respiratory rate is less than 12 cycles per minute, that means the patient is on respiratory depression. Okay? Now, kay nag-respiratory depression man siya from the morphine nga imong gihatag, what should be ready at bedside? What should the nurse administer as an antidote to the respiratory depression? What is that? It must be your naloxone Narcan. Okay? Naloxone Narcan is the antidote for respiratory depression, which is an adverse effect of administration of morphine. Kamo kono class. Kamo kono. Asa may inyong pilion? Mag-Demerol or mag-morphine? Morphine na lang, di ba? Because Demerol could lead to death. But morphine could lead to respiratory depression. Seryoso na, pero pwede manggod siya ma-reverse by naloxone Narcan. Naaray pang-kontra. Naaray antidote. Okay? So that is for the management of pain. You can also give class, aside from these medications, A, B, you can also give another medication that can relieve pain. What is that? Antispasmodics. Okay? Unsa may common antispasmodics? Buscopan, no? Pana, antispasmodics. Why? Because antispasmodics can relax your smooth muscles, including those of the gallbladder. So kung ang problema ang pagsigig contract or ang paggahi sa imong gallbladder, we can relax that. How? By giving antispasmodics. So remember, pain medications of choice, ketorolac for mild, morphine for severe, and antispasmodics in general. Aside from that class, remember one of the manifestation of a patient with gallstones is nausea and vomiting. Ano ganitong nausea and vomiting? Because it is rather a reflex where the brain has been able to detect that something is wrong in the GIT. So in an attempt to get rid of those, iyang ipasuka ang pasyente. Unya, magsige magsuka ang pasyente. Unsa may atong pwede ihatag to stop the suka? We give antiemetics. Okay? Antiemetics. Example of an antiemetic, metoclopramide placil, no? Metoclopramide placil, no? Mao ni pinakasikat nga antiemetic. Sir, kung antiemetic na siya, sir, pwede na siya ihatag sa mga mabdos, di ba? Mabdos, magsige nagsukang mabdos, pwede ba nato tagaan og metoclopramide placil? Well, my answer is no. For one, you are not allowed to give medication without a doctor's prescription, with more reason kung mabdos ang pasyente. And number two, metoclopramide can affect the development of the baby. So bawal, ha? So moingon mo, naaraman day na para di magsuka? So ako ang ihatag metoclopramide placil. Okay. So in patients with gallstones, to relieve nausea and vomiting, you can give metoclopramide placil. Okay. Now, question. What is the complication of your unmanaged gallstones? It could lead eventually to peritonitis. Okay? This is the complication class of a ruptured gallbladder class, for example, because when the gallbladder ruptures, tanawa gud na class, kung mo-rupture ang imong gallbladder, so ang imuhang bile could flow anywhere. Okay? The bile could go and spread anywhere in the peritoneum such that the patient will have to suffer from septic shock later on as the complication of peritonitis. Other than all these management class, the most common and ultimate management for a gallstone is surgery. Unsa may tawag sa surgery? Cholecystectomy. And when you say cholecystectomy, pwede na siya class open surgery, pwede na siya lap chole. Okay. Who among you here has been able to assist in a case of lap chole? Nana ba? Okay, nanadaghan sa 3B ang naka-assist sa lap chole. And you would notice, class, sa lap chole, no? Busluta na, himuan na siya port. Ang tawag sa buslot, port. Okay? Tulo or upat. Kung di kayo klaro sa tulo, mag-add pa gina sila one more. So the buslots could be tulo or upat with one buslot definitely sa umbilicus. Kanang inyong pusod. Busluto na diha. Unya, pagsulod atong trocar katong murag kamera, pagsulod sa trocar, bombahan nitong hangin. Unsa man toy hangin? CO2, no? Pagbomba sa CO2, aburot din ang tiyan ay. Nga naman itong gipahanginan, mura mag-vulcanizing ang tiyan. Nganong hanginan man ang peritoneum para mag-better visualization. Okay? Unya, kato na, guided by camera, ilahang i-clip una, clip. Unya, putlon, mura kag nag-cut o umbilical cord, mga clip. Pag humano, clip, putlon. Kwaon dito atong murag robot, ang imuhang gallbladder, unya, Sudens container, dara imong bato, ipabiopsy na yun. Okay? So that is cholecystectomy. Now, our nursing role is not on the performance of the surgery, of course, because surgeon man na, no? Unsa may atong obligations, class, kung ang pasyente is naay cholecystectomy? What are our nursing roles? Number one, it is important that the patient must ambulate, okay, the earliest time possible. Ambulation at the earliest time possible. So we assist the patient ngayon human sa operasyon, kung makarecover na siya, the earlier the better, makalakaw siya. Nga naman, class, remember, pag human sa surgery, dili mahabwa tanan CO2. Dili mahabwa tanan hangin, puno pa na ang iyahang tiyan sa CO2. Unya kanang CO2, class, it can cause irritation to the phrenic nerve, diha sa imong diaphragm, causing shoulder pain, sakit kaayo sa shoulder. Nga naman, that's because of the irritation by the CO2. So ang atong naa sa unahuna is katong hangin nga gibomba dapat mapagawas. And how do we make it gawas? You let the patient walk. Because as the patient walks, the peristalsis aids in the evacuation of this hangin. So ang katong CO2 naa sa peritoneum mosulod siya sa imong tinae unya imuha siyang ipagawas by peristaltic wave, mugawas siyang utot. It comes out as flatulence, meaning an indication that CO2 has been evacuated is when the patient experiences flatulence. Magsigig utot-utot ang imong pasyente. That's a good sign, ha? That's a good sign that the patient is getting rid of the CO2, especially when you keep the patients on ambulation. Okay? Number 2, your patient should be taught on deep breathing exercises. Okay? Patients should be taught on deep breathing exercises because one common complication of any abdominal surgery class is atelectasis. Okay? And you had a discussion on this definitely during your first semester, no, of third year. You had your discussions on this. Unsa man ang atelectasis? Atelectasis is a condition where the air sacs or the alveoli has been collapsing. Okay? Kani class, alveoli na siya class. Okay? Yeah, this is the blood vessel where gas exchange happens between the alveoli and the blood vessel. Mag-exchange man ni sila. Okay? To keep the air sacs open, there must always be an air inside the alveoli to keep it open. But remember, class, as blood flows, the blood takes the air out of the alveoli. So kung naa kay lingin nga alveoli, inig-agi sa dugo, suyupon sa dugo ang hangin, sumuon sa man ang alveoli, mukuyos. But while mukuyos siya, why problema kay musud man ang balik, mo refill man kag bag-ong hangin. Sumubuka na sad siya. Kuhaon na sad sa hangin, mukuyos na pod. Musulod ang hangin, mukuyos. Mubuka, mukuyos. Ana man na siya. Ang problema, bag-o man kang surgery. So kung bago kang surgery, you had been under A, anesthesia. Okay? B, pain. When there is pain, hadlok ka mo hangos og laom. Kay hangos imong laom, musakit man siya kay mainat man imong tahi. There is anesthesia, there is pain, or there might be some immobility. Wa kay lakaw-lakaw. So as a result, class, question, will you be able to refill the air absorbed by the blood? Diba? Dili. Kung makarefill man gani ka, dili fully expanded ang alveoli. As a result, kuhaon ganito sa imong dugo ang hangin, o nya, di nimo ilisan og bagong hangin, collapse yun to. Mukuyos murag pasas. Mukuyos yun imong alveoli, and that condition is called atelectasis, which leads to poor oxygenation to the different organs of the body. So, unsaon man na to keep this inflated? Saon man na para inflated siya, para burot siya? Deep breathing exercises. Okay. Now, you can also, bawal na ba mukaon og fats kung wa na kay abdo? Ha? Kung wa na kay abdo, di na ba ka pwede mo kaog pungko-pungko ginabot? Ha? Di na ba ka pwede mo kaon og pizza pepperoni? Ha? Di na ba ka pwede mo kaon og chicken skin nga pinasunog-sunog? Or worse, di na ba ka pwede mo palit og chorizo? Ha? Ano man? Pwede gihapon, ha? Pwede gihapon. But you cannot tolerate so much fats in the meal. Remember, class, wa na kay abdo. Wa na kay budiga sa bile. Mag-agad ka sa isikrit sa imuhang liver. So kung pila ray kaya ni liver, mao na to'y kaya nimo ma-digest. So kung masubrahan gani kag kaon og tambok ya wa na kay abdo, magdagandagan jud ka sa CR kay mantika kaayo ang imuhang ipagawas plus magsakit ang imuhang tiyan. So post cholecystectomy, dili man bawal ang fats, but limited ang amount of fat nga pwede nimo kaonon. So you can have your resumption of fatty meal gradually. So gradual resumption of fatty foods. Okay? Pwede gihapon. Now, kaning pasyente inighuman og opera napanay itaod sa ilaha. Your patient does not go home totally closed ang iyahang abdomen. Naay ipabilin din ha class, and we call that as the T-tube drain. Okay. How does it look like? So mano siya now sa T-tube drain. Okay. Dito sa imong common bile duct, butangan ka og tube nga naa ka ni siya. Ang purpose ana niya class is Wa naman kay budiga, so ang sobra nimo nga bile will flow through it, some will go to the intestines and some will flow out of the body via the drain. So ang purpose atong murag gitaod nimo dito nga mura og granada diri sa kilid is, or granada or bag dito sa kilid is, kung naa kay sobra nga bile, wa man kay kapunduhan. So asa man nimo dadon ang imuhang mga sobra nga bile, ipagawa sa siya padulong diri sa imuhang T-tube drain. So kani siya class, imo gina siyang sukdon kung pila ang imuhang drain, depende sa order sa doktor. Na may doktor nga moingon every 4 hours, na may doktor moingon nga every shift. So imo tong sukdon kung pila to ka ml ang naa diri. Unsa may atong gi-expect ka makita diri? There must be blood or there must be bile. Okay? On the first 2 days post-op, bloody pa gyud na siya kay bag-o pa mang opera. Pero inigabot nimo day 3, day 4, makakita na ka sa color sa bile, which is a combination of yellow, green, or brown. O magsagol na din ha. Kung unsay epekto, isagol ang yellow, isagol ang green, isagol ang brown, ug unsay porma ana niya, mao na siya makita nimo dito sa T-tube drain. And you would notice, class, that as time progresses, the amount of drain you see will decrease. Unya, i-train dayon ka ana, i-clamp nila kung okay ra ba ka, unya i-release nila, i-clamp hangtod tan-aw sa doktor nga ma-tolerate na nimo ang imuhang fatty meal, then tangtango na siya ang drain and you can live normally, but this time with limited intake of fats. And eventually, your patients will be able to recover after 1 week. Okay? So that is when your patient is able to recover. Now, one important nursing role, class, is to know how to take care of a patient with T-tube. Okay? For patients with T-tube, kani siya, okay, what should we remember? Number 1, pinaka-importante, class, always keep it below incision line. Okay? So your drain must always be lower than the incision. Kung mao na siyang imong tahi, dapat ang imong drain naa jud na diri. Kay unsaon man pag-drain kung ang imong drain naa sa ibabaw? Di ba? So always make sure basta nakapasyente gyud mo og naay T-tube drain, ang katong murag granada or ang murag bag, it must always be lower than the site of the incision. As a rule of thumb, it is safe to place it at the waistline. Okay? So pwede sa waistline, pwede sa below the waistline. Okay? So the proper placing of the tube is that it is always lower than the incision line. Number 2, your patients must lie down in a semi-Fowler's position. Moingon gani kag semi-Fowler's position, that simply means that the patient is lying around 30 to 45 degrees in bed. And the reason is, dapat upright ka to facilitate the drainage of the excess bile by force of gravity. Okay? Next, you have to make sure it does not entangle. Okay? Kaya imagine na, class, kung makink ni siya, will bile be able to flow? Kung nakink ni, muawas ba na siya dito sa imuhang bag? Di ba dili? So asa man ang bile ron, pwede na siya mukatag sa imuhang peritoneum. Kung mukatag siya sa peritoneum, unsa to atong nahibaw-an na complication? Peritonitis. And peritonitis may lead to septic shock. Mamatay ang pasyente sa kagaw. So never kink, no? Or entangle your T-tube drain. And because of that, class, you should advise the patient never to lie on that side. So asa man ang side? Can you let your patient lie on the right? O, di ba, direjud ka sa side, sa left. Nga naman, kalisod, no? Katong imuhang tubo, mahigdaan mo. Either ma-squeeze ba na nimo pabalik or maibot, which could cause the bile to spread in the peritoneum. And again, when bile spreads in the peritoneum, you may develop peritonitis. Okay? So that is the gallbladder. Now, let's try some questions in the board exam on the gallbladder. 2018, for example, which client should the nurse identify as mostly at risk for developing gallstones? Sayon kaayo. Balik din ka sa 6F. O, kinsa man? Okay, it's a 45-year-old obese. So, 40, fat, fertile. 4 children, good. Oh, di ba? So, female pag yun. Oh, female pag yun. So, female, fat, 40, fertile. Okay. So, definitely letter B is correct. Male is not, and a 20-year-old just like you is not. So, your answer should be letter B. Okay. Sayon ra kaayo ang board exam. Diba? Sayon ra kaayo. Mag-answer siguro mo ana siguro mo, manong upat ra man ni, uno man ni. Yan mo ba, puno niya. Wala lagi si family history. Di ba? Wala lagi si fair. Fair nga, Caucasian. Mayroon pa katumaning European o mga Middle East. Di ba? 2011. A patient with common bile duct obstruction. So, sa itong common bile duct na ba to? Choledocholithiasis. Reports, ang iyang tae, luspad. Expected? Expected. Yung tae, luspad, kay naa may bara sa common bile duct. Now, which nursing interpretation is sakto? Luspad imong tae, ma'am, kay daghan kay kag bile. Luspad imong tae, ma'am, kay na-block manggod ang bile padong sa tinae. Luspad imong tae, ma'am, kay nagdugo imong tinae. Luspad imong tae, ma'am, kay sige kaog tambok, which is the most appropriate. Okay, because bile cannot flow into the intestines, meaning bilirubin is inside the bile. If bile cannot flow, then there is no bile in the stools. There is no bilirubin in the stools. As a result, you have clay-colored stools. So where does the bilirubin go? It goes somewhere else. If it goes to the skin, you develop jaundice. If it goes to the kidneys, you develop tea-colored urine or dark-colored urine. Basic, di ba? Basic ayo. Sa iyo na yun. Moingon siguro mo, examon pa na, di ba? 2017. A patient complains, familiar. Reklamo siya nga murag karas ba na kung tutudlan nga. Di ba mo karas nga gidip throat ko kani, di ba? Di ba? Abot ko stomach, abot ko duodenum. Di ba? May ito isupagos ra. Abot ba isupagos? Oy. Okay, isupagos. So, mild sore throat after ERCP. So, what is the appropriate nursing intervention? Tawagon na yung doktor, Dok, akong pasyente, Dok, pag mag-ERCP, nagkaras man yung tutunlan. Ako sa paan siguro kas doktor, no? No, wa ka na minaw, wa siguro ka ni subscribe, di ba? Or reassure the patient that this is expected, or patay ma'am, mag-antibiotic dito kay magka-rheumatic fever dito ka ani ma'am, di ba? GAPS infection. Letter C, or restrict fluid intake. So what should be your answer? Okay, the answer is letter B. Mild sore throat is an expected outcome of ERCP. What is not expected is perforation. Okay? 2018. A nurse assesses the T-tube drainage 2 days after the surgery. Unya, daghan man kay dugo. Day 2, daghag dugo. So what is the nurse's best interpretation? Okay rin na, ma'am. Letter A. Letter B, siya nga, ayay, nabara na pud balik, ma'am. Bile duct obstruction na pud. Or ingon siya, infected na yun ni ma'am. Or letter D, pataka dito ni kitaot isupagos imong T-tube, ma'am. So, unsa may answer? Okay, this is normal. Remember, class, bloody drainage is normal day 1 to day 2. Day 3 onwards, colors yellow, blue, and green mixed together. That is what is expected. And take note, the quantity must be decreasing. Okay? Decreasing. Okay, last. A nurse is assessing a patient with acute cholecystitis. How is Murphy's sign elicited? A. Press the left lower abdomen. Left ba? Left ba? Asa di ay? Right, so A is X. Okay? Percuss the right upper quadrant. Para unsa nitong percussion, class? For the liver span. And the liver span will yield what sound? Dull sound. So, dili ni siya letter C. Okay? Asking the patient to cough while pressing or palpating the lower abdomen. Di ba? Upper abdomen man, di ba? Right upper quadrant. So, letter B, yun na. You palpate the right upper quadrant while the patient takes a deep breath. Now, question, when do you know that Murphy's is positive? When there is pain in the middle of deep inhalation. So in the middle of it, siya, hangos ma'am, agay, nikalit siya agay, wakatiwas sa iyahang inhalation. Ngano man? Because the diaphragm comes in contact with the inflamed gallbladder. Okay? So that ends our discussion on cholecystitis.